Hello, my loves, and welcome to this week's readings for all astrological signs. This is for the week of December 12th, 2022. And this first video here, I'm going to break up Aries through Virgo. So if you're looking for any other sign, be sure to go back to my page and look for part 2. I know we've been kind of skipping random weeks, trying to get more into a flow with this, especially with like all the travel I do. So always keep an eye on my Instagram. I'm going to try to at least every single week put up collective readings throughout the week. So if I do end up traveling or not being around to do these more in-depth readings, definitely keep an eye on that. But anyways, let's jump right into it. I hope you had a great weekend this past weekend and having a pretty good holiday season so far. I know we're still in the midst of all this eclipse energy, so there's a lot going on for everyone per usual. And we did just have the 12/12 portals Monday. And what I will say about that is, while I love me a good portal and anytime to manifest and work with the current energy, to not stress yourself out about actually utilizing every single portal that comes out or being disappointed if you didn't. Honestly, I always say just go with your energy, and like if you feel inclined one day to do something and you have the energy to do it, then do it. Don't wait for specific portal days or anything like that. Just follow your inner guidance, follow your energy. If you're drained, it's not really gonna be the best manifestation time for you. All right, let's start off with our Aries. See what Aries needs this week, what guidance, what messages does Aries need from Spirit. All right, do one more shuffle. It's getting a little chilly out here. All right, my Aries signs. This could be your sun or rising sign, by the way. You could look at one or both. Aries, we have Rejoice in Celebration, number 3. We have 20, the Truth card. And 14, Patience. All right, Aries. I am seeing a lot of movement happening in your relationships this week. Obviously, with the holidays, you're joining with people and celebrating and having a good time. And I feel like there's a ton of shifts for Aries right now, like more so than others in their family dynamics. And things that I think have like been kind of heavy and disheartening for you are becoming a bit lighter. I see you processing a little bit more what's coming up around your life. And Truth card is really where we want to look at a situation honestly and for what it is. So you're cultivating more acceptance for who people are and what they're bringing to the table, instead of like this story that you have about them, excuse me, or how you want them to be. And I feel like at first that like dose of reality was kind of heavy for you, Aries, like not really comforting. It was more disappointing. And I think there was some grievance and healing that came around with that. And you know, this week you're going to begin to soften into that space. Like, okay, this is how this person is. What do I want to do with that, right? I could sit here and I could play victim to the dynamics I have in my life, or I can figure out how I can accept this person and what access they're going to have in my life. And that also can continue to change, right? Like, people are going to continue to evolve and change, and their roles in our life and their significance in our life is going to continue to evolve and change, Aries. So remind yourself that, and you know, don't let it get in the way of the people that are supporting you and there for you and loving you, and just having a good time. Like, don't let it interrupt your joy. Go toward the joy, go toward the people that make you happy and feel good, because you deserve it. The Patience card, you know, it's going to take time for certain people to come around. It's going to take time for certain people to meet you where you are. And that's okay. That's part of their path, right? Nothing is going to be blissful harmony all the time. Like, that's incredibly unrealistic in our human experience. So just remind yourself that there will always be good and bad. Life doesn't exist without polarity, right? We wouldn't notice things are good without things being quote unquote bad or heavy or overwhelming. So remind yourself that as you're kind of shifting into new roles and dynamics with the people in your life. Okay, don't mind my throat. I did a long run yesterday, and because it's getting colder out here, I'm a little raspy, for lack of better words. But I got a half marathon coming up soon, and I'm so excited. My first one ever. I keep saying that like I'm gonna do another one, but I don't know. Anyways, let's jump into Taurus. What does Taurus need this week, Spirit? What guidance, what messages can we deliver to Taurus? What do they need to know for the week ahead? All right. Like I said, sun or rising Taurus. 3, recognition and reward. 5, throat chakra. So I'm feeling work coming up. And 3, heartache and loss. Okay. A lot of different things coming up, Taurus. I am seeing an abundance in your workspace. Some of you might be stepping into a promotion, but I'm seeing more of this relating to anyone who has their own business. So if you have a small business of any kind, maybe you're being featured in a paper, a news article, you are meeting more people, you are networking more. And if you're somebody starting out on your own or like stepping into a new business, this is just going to be a week where you really feel like confirmation that it was the right choice for you. Okay, Taurus. So just try to pay attention to that, and try to accept it. I feel like this could be something you kind of brush off, this opportunity. So if somebody reaches out and they're like, oh, we want to feature you in this article, or we want to invite you to this event, some of you might be brushing it off and just thinking, oh, I don't really want to go, I don't want to socialize, or this is just kind of random, I don't need to do this. Go for it. Spirit is like, this is an opening that will lead to other things. So even if it doesn't seem super exciting or impactful, just know it's like a stepping stone for you. If that opportunity comes forward, pay attention. And then with our throat chakra and heartache and loss, I do see a lot of grief coming up around the holidays for you. I'm kind of going to hold both at once, speak on both, but I do see a lot of grief coming up for you around the holidays. Some of you might actually be having a physical loss of some kind, or it might just be grieving. I mean, grief can come in any form, right? You lose a job, you lose someone you love. That could be like literally physically passing into the spirit realm, or it could be leaving your life, right? So this could look different for everybody. But I am seeing a female presence with this, and somebody that was nurturing, maybe you kind of took for granted in a sense, or like didn't appreciate as much the impact that they've had on you and the nurture and comfort that they've brought to you, right? So where can you kind of learn from that? You know, don't beat yourself up for not noticing. I mean, we're human. We tend to take things for granted, even when we're like, oh, I am realizing I'm taking this for granted, let me not do it. And then we just kind of fall back into that. So don't beat yourself up about it. Allow yourself to grieve what comes up and allow yourself to speak about it. Like, don't hold all these emotions in. It's not going to help you through this cycle whatsoever. All right, Taurus. Let's see. Next up, we have Gemini. I feel like this lighting is kind of aggressive, but what can you do? All right, Gemini. Spirit, what does Gemini need to know this week? What guidance, what messages does Gemini need? Jimmy Gems. Ooh, that was a big split. Jesus. Fucking throat. 9, material harvest. I like it. 11, balance. And 18, shadow. All right, Gemini. So with material harvest, I do see this kind of like a random lump sum of money coming to you. This could be you are selling some asset that you have, or receiving a gift in a large lump of money that you maybe weren't expecting coming to you. A check of some kind I do see coming your way. Maybe you are selling certain things that you have. I do see it more as a clearing out than necessarily like having to do with work or making more money in your job. Like, I don't really see promotion or anything like that. I feel like this is more kind of random and unexpected chunk of money coming at you. So it's going to be really important what you do with this money. Spirit is saying, like, be wise with how you are taking this money and what you are doing with it, right? And not just like instantly spending it. Like, are you going to invest in something that is going to continue to support you? Are you going to put it towards something that really lights your soul on fire. So take a moment to pause when you do receive this and figure out, how can this lump sum continue to bring more abundance into my life, right? And that abundance doesn't have to be money. Like I said, it could be joy, it could be experience. So what do you want to use this money for that is going to enhance your life more, is going to set your soul on fire, okay? And then the balance shadow cards, this is going to be more about kind of relational things that we have going on. So balance is asking you to balance your inner world this week. Really, really take the time to slow down. Like, I feel like you're gonna have a lot of chances to socialize this week and a lot of people reaching out to you, but to make sure that you're prioritizing your meditation and alone time, because a lot of things are changing in your world and are going to continue to these upcoming months, Gemini. So you really want to make sure that you're grounded and that you're strong and that you're fueling yourself. You're feeding into yourself, right? Are you working out? Are you eating well? Are you taking care of your mental health? I mean, these are things we want to get ahead of on a daily basis so that when challenges come up, we are just more equipped. We're stronger. We're ready to go, right? If you are having bad habits, like food is coming up for me, I feel like it just makes sense with the holidays anyways, but to try to like really ration. Phlegm is coming up, so any phlegm inducing products, dairy, what else fucking produces phlegm? Definitely dairy is a big one for me. And then sometimes just really cold and damp foods, cold raw foods can produce some phlegm. You'll notice in your body when you eat something, you're gonna like feel it this season. So really try to pay attention to that. And then the shadow card, you know, this is definitely relational more than anything. So where are we still not cultivating acceptance? What parts of ourselves are we maybe ignoring or pushing to the side? So just trying to, you know, pay attention to our inner world. Even that really coincides with the balance. So this could be done, like I said, through journaling, meditation, but really scan our inner world. And a lot of us are ending big cycles right now. So, you know, what cycle are we ending here? And maybe what are the behaviors, patterns, things that we're doing on a daily basis that we're feeding into that cycle that we want to kind of begin to replace and gradually change about ourselves. Nice. I like it. The sun is like blasting my fucking eye now. I feel like this is a sweet spot, but ooh, I can't really stay there. This is what I get for doing shit outside. I'm like, I want to be outside. It's so nice. Whatever. Everyone's gonna be fine with the shadow on my face. Worst things in the world. All right, next up we got baby Cancer. Let's see what Spirit has for Cancer this week. What guidance, what messages Cancer needs. What do we get? 12, 12, 22. Change, chickadee change. All right, Cancer. We have 19 light card. 1 awareness card. Ooh, it's gonna be ethereal. Ooh, 6 harmony card. All right, Cancer. I'm a little nips. We gotta lock it up. Okay, Cancer. So I really see you coming out of hermit mode. So you might have had a period of just kind of distancing yourself from certain people, not being as social, not going out as much, not giving people your energy. And this has really been good for you in a lot of ways. It's really helping you put in perspective. Now you're kind of realizing like, okay, in this hermit period, who is it that I've actually missed, right? Who is it that I'm craving to talk to? And who, when I hear their name or they come up on my phone, am I like, I don't really miss this or want to give my energy to that, right? That's something to really pay attention to this week, Cancer, because your intuition is going to be speaking to you heavily. Light card 2 is, you know, a reminder that in the darkness around you to continue to, you know, not obviously ignore the darkness, but in that darkness you can find the light, right? By not ignoring dark feelings coming up, dark thoughts, heavy emotions. We can sit with them, understand ourselves deeper, and then transmute into light, right? So it kind of just expands our life for us instead of ignoring these dark parts. And then you have the One Awareness card too. So like I was saying, your intuition is really going to be speaking to you heavily this week. Look out for synchronicities. But I do see you kind of cutting ties with certain people, or just like really pulling back who you give your energy to, and not feeling apologetic about it. Not feeling like you have to people please is something you're moving away from and not wanting to do as much. And in turn, like, this will really bring more harmony in your relationships. Our relationships are a mirror, right? We are in relationships with certain people, and people get confused about that. A mirror does not mean this person is the same as you. A mirror means this person is showing you wounds that you have, right? So they might trigger you, upset you in some way, or they might just somewhat be like a vessel, an open vessel for you to really open up and navigate wounds that like you didn't have space to before. This is really going to deepen a lot of your connections once you get clear about like who it is that deserves your energy. Okay, Cancer. So make sure you're paying attention to that this week. It's going to be really important for you to make sure that you're not carrying around any dead weight, so to speak. Sounds aggressive to say about a human, but it's more about the connection to a human. All right. Next up, we have our fire sign, Leo. Let's see what guidance we have for Leo this week, what messages Leo may have. Ooh, why am I being brought to the esophagus right away? Okay, Leo. What we got? 5, emotional loss. 6, victory and success. See, I spoke too soon. And 8, accelerated motion. Okay, Leo, this one's interesting. Yeah, heavily brought to the esophagus. I feel like this whole area is kind of lining up for me. A little bit the solar plexus, but more so your heart, throat chakra, feeling like a lump in the throat. So that makes sense with kind of the grief that we're experiencing. This in acupressure is a grief point. So I do see a lot of grief coming up for you this week. It's not even necessarily like someone passing. It's just a lot of reflection happening for you, Leo. A lot of reflection on where you're at, how we got here. Maybe like a course correction is what I'm hearing from Spirit. So you've experienced loss and change heavily the past year. A lot has changed for you. You know, some of you have left relationships that were really impactful to you. Some of you have moved far from people you love. And this emotional loss is hitting, but I feel like it's an opportunity for you to look at, like I said, the things that you want to adjust in this space, right? You've taken chances, you've started new things, you've gotten out of your comfort zone, and now that you've settled a little bit, Spirit is like, okay, let's grieve some things and also see, you know, what space we want to create when we do release that grief, when we do release those emotions and that hurt, okay? Because victory, success, and accelerated motion, very positive cards following this emotional loss. So allow anything that's coming up heavy this week to come up. I don't want you to avoid it. I don't want you to push to the side. These are things that need to come up and be released. I feel like we're crying a little bit more. Like I said, the lump in the throat is emotional. So I also see you kind of standing and just shaking. This might sound weird for some of you if you don't do any like somatic work. If you ever just stand and kind of like jump and like shake your arms and like flail around and just start like literally intuitively just moving your body and releasing stagnant, stuck energy. It's going to move your lymph around. It's going to, you know, help you move through any energy, emotions that might be stuck for you. So anything you can do in that sense, if you just feel like a little pain or like stagnation somewhere, to just move that area of your body however feels good. Don't worry about what it looks like. Just do it. Follow your intuition about how you want to do it. Yeah, with accelerated motion, I do see a lot opening up for you, moving forward for you. It's just going to be a little heavier of a week, like I said, but course correction. It's not a bad thing. We're also about to hit Mercury retrograde, so it's a time to reassess, reevaluate, all of that. So you're right on schedule there. All right. Last but not least, for part 1, we do have Virgo. Let's see what Spirit has for Virgo this week. What guidance, what messages, Spirit. is going to give us for Virgo. Let's do one more. Like I said, rising or sun sign. Whatever you feel inclined. Awareness card again. Wow. 19 light again as I hiccup. It's fine. And 3, recognition and reward. Okay. Virgo, I see like doors opening for you. This is a nice spread. I see this week like you've been wanting to be committed to getting back to the work and focusing on yourself and your inner world. I feel like there's been a lot of focus on the physical world for you, relationally. Like relationships you have with other people, but also like your relationship to your body and fueling your body and what you're eating and how you're working out, stuff like that. And this week you're kind of balancing back out where you're getting back into the inner world. So this could be journaling, meditation, breath work, just taking time to pause randomly somewhere throughout the day and just observe, think of all the sensations. What are you seeing? What are you smelling? What are you hearing? What are you touching? What does it feel like around you? Kind of describe it to yourself. So just really kind of grounding back into your body, using your awareness. I do also feel like there is a very strong connection to spirit this week. And this is funny because I'm a Virgo and I feel like I have been like kind of pulled away from posting on social media a lot. And this week am feeling kind of energized. I have some ideas for different things I want to put up and share. And honestly, it's like, with the relational part, like sometimes there's just things that have to happen and be processed that can then like open you up to new ideas and new chapters in your life, Virgo. So, don't beat yourself up when you ebb and flow. We happen to be perfectionists a lot of the time, so we can be hard on ourselves, but just reminding yourself that, everything is all in due time. Like you are on the right path. You are in the right time frame. There is no rush. There is no urgency, right? You're always kind of where you need to be. And then with recognition and reward, I do see, like I said, doors opening for you, kind of chance opportunities in work, particularly different ways you can move forward and connect with other people, collaborate with other people. So if that comes forward for you, be sure to take that opportunity this week. It is something that is going to expand you. So yeah, I love it. I think this is a great spread. And that is it for part 1 this week. If you love what I share, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. It really makes a difference for my channel. And if you want more information on your own reading, I do have links in my bio, and Instagram has a ton of information, ton of free resources, big focus on, healing trauma and moving forward in your life, breaking cycles and relating, relationship communication to other people. So if you're interested in any of that or looking for tips, definitely check out my site or my Instagram. I do personal readings, and I also do one-on-one video sessions if you're looking for something a little deep, a little more intense to work through some stuff. So yeah, thank you so much for supporting, and I will see y'all next week. Like I said, be sure to check out part 2. You can watch either your rising or your sun sign for these. Some people watch both, so it's really whatever resonates for you. That's something that you need to decide based on where your intuition is pulling you. All right, have a great week, and I will check in with y'all next week.